Hey everyone, welcome back to FedBiz Exchange. I'm Michelle Brown, your coach and your mentor. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about losing a bid due to pricing. You really wanted that contract, but you lost. Now what? What do you need to do to up your game and make sure that you win the next time? Okay, before I go into the steps for what you need to do, I need to tell you one very important thing. If you don't know how to figure out your pricing, meaning if your pricing is not very clear in your mind, you need to create a spreadsheet just for bid pricing. If you don't know how to create one or you've never created one, you need to get this from us. Go to my website. I'll have the link in the comment section below, and you order one of these so that you can use this over and over again. You will need to complete one of these every time you bid on something, unless you're using the same pricing over and over. And even still, you need to document how you're keeping up with your activity. So you're going to complete this by putting in your company name, the proposal name, so you know which agency you bid on. You're going to put in the solicitation number and the date the bid is due. Now, this first line up here, everything that you put into this spreadsheet will total right here. This is going to be your bid price that you're going to submit to the government. Number 7, this line right here, this is where your total for your potential profit will show up. So after you do all of these areas down here, after you calculate the labor, which is your labor, okay? So what if you have a project manager, you have administrative staff? If you want to break it down like that, that's fine. If you don't want to break it down like that, that's fine too. You could put one cost for everything that you have to do, but these are just different categories. You can change the names of your labor areas, but it's all one company name. It's your company. So you fill in the areas that are not highlighted in red. These are like this rate category for your labor. You fill that in. What's your rate per hour or whatever your unit is? Your total number of hours. Of course, if you're doing a product, it's going to be a little bit different. You can change the title of these. Okay. So, and there will be instructions with this. She actually has, Trisha, my business development manager, created this just for you guys to figure out your pricing. And I love this tool. It's been very popular. A lot of people have gone in to download it, but you need to make sure that you have one of these. So she has the rates here, the hours here. I use this for Jessica, the business that I mentor, to make sure that she understands what she's including in her pricing because she lost her first bid. And so this is what we needed to do. We needed to come back and look at her numbers, look at what percentages is she adding to her bottom line once she gets all of her labor together, because she may have contract labor. In her case, what if the staff doesn't work for her? What if they work for someone else? What if they are a subcontractor that she has to use? Or what if it's her own employees that she has to use? She has to calculate the number of hours each employee is going to work, how many staff she has, so on and so forth. What if it were transportation that she has to put in here? She could put the subcontractor information in here. It's all going to be calculated and totaled up once you just fill in these columns. Okay, so the red areas you don't touch, the totals are automatically going to show up. You're going to get up here on line number 6, that would be 6B and C. It's going to calculate for you the amount you should bid. Now, if you see that you're making too much profit in the sense that you may not be competitive, you can change the columns that affect this profit. How would you know? You go and lower your rates. Okay, you go in lower. If you think you can get this done in 10,000 hours as opposed to 15,000 hours, or if the contract is based on 15,000 hours, you can't change that. So what you would do is lower the rate to get the cost down so that this number here would go down a little bit. So if I change this rate to $2, it's going to change my profit. You see how 50 cents, $1 can change from 50,000 in profit to 34,000, but that can help you win because you don't want to be greedy, you don't want to be overzealous. Down here, if you come down a little bit further, what if my administrative cost or my direct cost could be a little bit lower? Down here, I put my ODCs is what we call them, your other direct costs. These are your monthly administrative, I should say, office supply things, services. Um, if you need to buy some other services to help you do the business, and maybe you have to charge per client. It doesn't matter what it is. All we know is it's not labor, it's a different cost than what is always included. And even if it is always included, you should consider, should you charge the client for that, or should you throw it in for free? So if you don't have a template like this to help you figure out your billing, it could be very simple, it could be very complicated. You can make it simple by creating something like this. And even if it's complicated, it's still going to be simple. You see this number down here, this total, $718,337. If I go back up here, that's the same cost because this spreadsheet added everything up for me. All I want is the right numbers. So what if I lose a bid? I could come back here and again, downplay some of these numbers, be less, I hate to use the word greedy, but let's be honest, sometimes people are just greedy. Don't be greedy with the government. It does not work that way. And when we get to the next section for me telling you, you need to do this, step one, you need to do this, step two, this is the first step. This is the first thing you must do. You got to come back and figure out, where did you get these numbers from? Because if these numbers are not going to be right in the future, you're never going to win. So I'm making you take a look at, what is it that you're putting in your pricing? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Do you want to win or do you want to be greedy? That's the question. Okay, you guys, that's the first step to really understanding your pricing so that you can continue to win. There's nothing more frustrating than coming up with a pricing strategy and it's no good. Take these steps and that's the beginning. Now I'll see you in part 2, pricing, how to conduct a pricing evaluation. This is going to seal the deal.